it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're here today, and hopefully this pick a card reading will bring you some insight into your future. So we're looking at your future partner, the next person you're going to date. So we can look at things like, what kind of person are they? How will you meet perhaps will come through. We'll see. It could also be about whether it's a lasting partnership or if it's going to be kind of a flash in the pan. We'll be looking at all of that. So I definitely encourage you to tune into your intuition and really dig deep and see which pile you're drawn to. We have 4 different groups. Okay, so we have group number 1 with rose quartz, group number 2 with salmon calcite, group number 3 with aura rose quartz, and group number 4 with rose quartz as well. So 4 different groups. The timestamps will be down below. And you know, if you're new to pick a card, sorry, I'm cleansing the area as I kind of get started here. And if you're new to pick a cards, of course, you know, you want to ask this question to yourself, tune into your intuition, and see where you're feeling drawn to. Is there a certain group, gemstone, pile that really calls out to you? You want to go with your gut, and the timestamps will tell you where the group starts, where I start talking. So just in case you're new to pick a cards, I don't think anyone is at this point, it feels like, but who knows, you never know. Anyway, I'm sending you guys lots of love. I hope that you're having a blessed, beautiful day or night wherever you are. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey friends, if you chose group number 1 here with this rose quartz, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and dive in and see, who are you dating next? Who's your next partner? So we'll start off with our witch's rune that we have here from Ethony. Beautiful runes. I don't know if they're available anymore though. I'll try to see. All my information is always down below in the description, like the decks I use and all that stuff. So if I see them, I'll link them, but I think they might be sold out. But anyway, we have the bird here in the witch's rune. So this talks about news and communication. It feels like to me that this is probably somebody that you'll strike up a conversation with via communication, perhaps like messages as an example is what, obviously you're going to eventually communicate. That sounded wrong. But what I mean is more like probably through text or some sort of like kind of back and forth discussion, sort of like via mail, text. Obviously nobody does, you know, snail mail anymore. I mean, maybe some of you. But yeah, it seems sort of like that, some sort of like a distant communication, or at least by some sort of messaging system or something like that. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling that sort of vibe there. I also feel like this is probably someone you'll have a lot to talk about with, okay, as well. I think this person could be also be represented by somebody who talks quite a bit and likes to discuss things. We have happiness here. Beautiful. So I'm definitely getting the sense of like a strong kinship, a strong friendliness, a playful vibe. It's like where you play fight, you play around, you guys have fun together. I'm definitely getting the sense of somebody who's very cheerful, joyful, brings a lot of life to the party, and brings a lot of life to your life as well. So I think that this person probably would be quite adventurous with you as well. Okay, so I think that you guys would have a lot of great adventures together. You'd have a good fun together. And we have Sagittarius here too. So this person could have strong Sagittarius traits. Okay, this person's probably very philosophical, very, I actually get, for a lot of you, the message of them being a good dancer. I don't know how many people know this unless they're, I guess, really deep into astrology, but Sagittarius rules the thighs, but you know, that area. And it also, usually Sagittarius can be, you know, the kind of good dancer. And in fact, a lot of Sages I know are great dancers. Even my mom's a Sag moon, and she was a professional dancer of sorts. And yeah, so I get that vibe there actually from this person, sort of like, and they might even walk in like sort of that sort of way, like almost like a dance. We have perhaps somebody with, I would say, striking eyes, and I would say probably on the catty-like side, cat side. Generally fire signs tend to kind of have a slanted eye a little bit. So yeah, I definitely pick up that. Could be quite tall as well, taller than you, okay? Because Jupiter, Sagittarius can give vastness, you know, so sometimes it can come up or out. So again, there's that. We have 8 of Cups. Not always though. It depends on the person's chart, by the way, because I know that many of you will probably say, oh, I know Sagittarius is short. There are other factors in the chart when you're looking at somebody's looks. So just saying that, you know, there are other things there. that could show that. But we have the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. I feel like for some of you, this is somebody who's moved into your area. Actually, for a good portion of you, they might have come recently from somewhere else, okay? I do get that vibe a little bit. I would say this starts off, your next connection will start off as a friendly communication, the Page of Cups. I think there's definitely a romantic interest for a good portion of you, but there might even be some of you that don't see that as a possibility at first, okay? With the Four of Cups, there also could be some sort of misinterpreting the other at first, okay? So you might both kind of mutually think, oh, they'll never like me, or nah, I don't know about this, you know what I mean? But I feel like actually the fondness grows. And with the Page of Cups, I mean, there's a very strong likelihood that this could begin as a friendship, okay? We have Sagittarius in nearby, and again, I kind of get that vibe that for a lot of you, this person might have come from a distant place or a distant area. It doesn't have to be from a different country, but I would say that probably they came to this place where you're at, or you're going to them. In general, I wouldn't say that it's a long distance connection. I'm not exactly picking up that vibe. So it's likely that either you've moved from out of town or they've moved from out of town. Like they're not from your area, even if it's just a few hours away. I'm getting that message. But yeah, I would say definitely an adventurous person, probably somebody who likes to travel quite a bit as well. The Green Man talks about growth and the root chakra. So that's very beautiful, because I think that this also indicates a person's quite grounded in themselves. And again, the tree always makes me think of like long-term development. So I think that there is a long-term prospect when it comes to this connection as well. I think this could talk about the fact that it's also slow growing as well. So again, maybe with that not seeing each other quite the same right away, that could be a vibe. You know, it's kind of like, oh wow, I didn't know we'd end up together sort of thing. So the Green Man represents the masculine aspects of life, taking risks, expressing yourself in the world, moving forward with confidence. Prosperity and richness can now be claimed by those advancing with purpose. Relationships are also highlighted. For men, this card offers opportunities to be a guardian and protector, a strengthening link to others. For women, you're being guided to seek your masculine side and go for it. Positive action will bring about positive change. If there is some conflict in family, social, or intimate relationships, consider whether your relationship is healthy and fertile, or if it's time to reevaluate. Growth is possible. Communicate. That's so funny, because that bird, the Witch's Rune, the bird one, is actually about communication. So I get a good vibe here that you guys could actually really communicate about your problems. And it's like you can kind of see eye to eye in some way and kind of come to a happy conclusion. So that's quite a good omen for a connection to last, right? So I think this is obviously one connection that could probably go places in the long term, not a sort of hit it and quit it type of thing. So also with the Green Man, of course, we kind of have that protector vibe coming through. So this person might be quite protective over the people that they care about. But I think also there's a strength to them as well. And it also can represent prosperity. So I think that this person is probably quite prosperous in their life. Maybe not always financially, but through their emotion and through their outlook. I think this person has a very optimistic outlook on life. They're not pessimistic. They're not a stick in the mud. They're somebody who's always kind of growing, learning, reaching for new experiences. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, you don't... It can be kind of a downer when you're around somebody who's always pessimistic. So I think this is a person who can definitely lift your spirits, especially if you're feeling like down and out. They'll be like, let's go do this, let's go do that. Definitely. And I feel like, again, it's a person with an innocent heart. They do tend to kind of pick themselves back up, dust themselves off, and go at it again. So I definitely get this sort of resilient energy to them. So yeah, very beautiful. And I think that this is a connection that really can go places. I do, for sure. Again, this person could be a bit of a traveler, like I said, and be like aspirational in their life. They do tend to reach for goals. And yeah, I definitely get that. Beautiful. So again, the Green Man can talk about honor and respecting yourself and other people. So I would say that this is an honorable person. Sagittarius, you know, that's the energy of, well, you know, that's the house of God in traditional astrology, so it's a very spiritual house, a very spiritual sign. You know, the ninth house, or Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius as well, and Jupiter, of course, the ruling planet. So, you know, there's definitely usually a very spiritual side to them, or at least they're looking for some sort of answers. And so you might find someone who's always kind of looking for an answer, or looking for something to outside of themselves to kind of explore and obtain. And it's very beautiful energy. And like I said, very spiritual energy. It's you know, traditionally was a house of divination, of, you know, exploration in terms of ritual, and yeah, so definitely very interesting. And this person could have a very religious background, actually. A lot of people I know that have strong ninth houses, or Sagittarius energy, do tend to come from like a religious household, or they had some sort of, especially ninth housers in particular, more so than just a Sag, because really we're taking on the energy of the houses we're in, you know, when we have our astrology chart. So that's really plays an important role. So if this person, I think that they could have had like a structured religious life as well at some point in their life, maybe, whether it was as a child or an adult. So yeah, I'm definitely picking up that vibe as well. I want to pull one of these cards here to see a little bit more. But like I said, a very prosperous person, a person who is interested probably in their health as well, and the health of other people. I think this is definitely a person who likes to protect others and do good kind things for other people as well. Share their joy. We have Divine Guardian. Do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. Wow. And that definitely kind of speaks to that optimism this person has, that they're always kind of optimistic, that they're always sort of on the move. And what's interesting here is we have on the back of that card, look at that, we have like kind of like a monk of some kind. And so I think that's interesting, because like they don't have all, like not all the cards have such imagery. So again, that kind of could speak to the spiritual principles, or again philosophical principles of this person that they try to live. You know, I think of Buddhism as an example of, because I've traveled around Asia a little bit, and I got to see some great places in terms of Buddhism, and there's definitely a sense of right and wrong, and very like sort of introspective kind of behaviors, so and ideas and philosophies. So very, very nice. I think it's going to be a very kind person, to be honest, very generous. And again, Sagittarius, Jupiter, generosity, expansion, you know, it's like it wants to expand other people, lift other people up. And so just, I think this is such a beautiful energy. And I really like this person. And I think that with, like I said, the Four of Cups, of course, I think with the Eight of Cups, again, this might be a connection that, you know, you don't actually, I feel like for a lot of you, you may not even start out with this person thinking that it would go anywhere. Like you're not interested in that. It develops over time and through friendship. So I don't feel like this is a person who's going to be hitting you up right away to go out. I think it's going to be something that's based on friendship, and it just grows from there through communication. Maybe, like I said, again, I will reiterate this. For some of you, I think this person's from out of town, or they moved from out of town, or you did. But there could also be a distance with Sagittarius, and then moving closer nearby at some point in the life as well. Maybe it's like your past kind of meet you up or something like that. And some of you might already be familiar with who this person might be. And you might be like, oh my God, what? I know who that is. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 1. I think this is such a nice reading. I think your person seems like a lovely person. Love it. So nice. I didn't have to, you know, tell you they're a jackass. Nice. I love that. Take care, guys. And I will see you all in the next reading. Okay. Oh yeah, personal readings all on Etsy. All the information down below in the description box. Yep. And I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So, if you chose group number 2 here with this salmon calcite, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and dive in and figure out, who are you dating next? Who is your next partner? What kind of person are they? So we'll start with this witch's rune, and we have the key. So the key, can be a quite secretive person, okay? So in the Witch's Runes, that represents kind of a secretive person or a secret. It could also be someone that you haven't met yet. You still haven't unlocked this door, okay? So I feel like for a good portion of you, you haven't met this person yet, okay? So in group number 1, I kind of felt like maybe they had met the person before, but this one I'm thinking no. I think you don't know this person. I think they have not yet to be revealed. So that's the vibe I'm picking up right away. So we have protection. So very beautiful protective energy surrounding this person. I think this is a person who values their family, their friends, their core group of people, and they will do whatever they can to kind of protect the people that they love in their life. And that makes a lot of sense because we have Aries right here. So we have somebody with a possibly strong Aries influence. And Aries is like the warrior. And so generally Aries do tend to kind of get protective. They'll fight for the ones that they love. And I think much like, you know, Scorpios as well, that Martian energy. So this person could have a prominent Aries placement or a very strong Mars, okay, so as well. So it doesn't even have to be, it could be that they also have a strong first house influence as well, right, in their chart. But yeah, definitely get the sense of somebody who's very driven, very protective right away. Okay, we also have the Bell, which is the Awakening card. We'll see what that's about. Two of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So there's one message here for you guys in healing in progress. Where should I put that? Right there. Okay. This is probably a person who's been hurt in their life. Okay, so you might find that this person's a little bit hard to get to know as well. With the key here too, and the person being perhaps a little bit secretive, this person could be a little bit difficult to get to know at first. Maybe they have their guard up, okay? I see that there's somebody who's taken it slow, though, with the Knight of Pentacles. I think that they are diligent, they're trustworthy. And now, for some of you, it might be that you are healing, and this is the person that kind of comes in to heal you. So if by chance, you know, you've recently experienced a breakup or you've recently experienced heartache, this could be that person that kind of comes in very, you know, quietly and, well, not too quiet with Aries. But yeah, they come in and they try to make it better. So I think this is a person who'd be quite supportive of your dreams, your hopes, your goals. They want to protect you as well. So if you've been in like a previous bad situation, this is the type of person that would want to protect you from that ever happening again, for sure. Definitely strongly coming up here. So the Bell, this is a throat chakra card, okay, and it's about awakening and summoning. Now that's quite interesting. You might actually summon this person or manifest them into your life, okay? So you might be calling this person in. If you guys are currently trying to do that, that's kind of Spirit's way of telling you that you're on the right track. You're doing it right. You are calling this person in. They are coming, okay? So Bell indicates that this is a time for celebration, for ceremony, and for change. You're invited to step into a new situation as a result of waking up to a call from Spirit. This could be a marriage, new job, new beginning, but whatever it is, you can be assured that Spirit is listening to your needs. Wow. And again, there's this sort of supernatural influence in the protection card. It's almost like the storm is clearing. I feel like some of you have had a stormy experience in the past, or perhaps you felt like, I don't know, maybe it was like you never thought lightning would strike in terms of relationship. You never find that special one, but I think you really will. And prepare yourself for an increase in your power, and remember that Spirit always heeds a call. So word questions and prayers with care and attention to detail. Your words carry meaning at the moment, as do the words of those around you. Listen, what is calling you, and what do you wish to call for? So this is so interesting because I feel like, again, this person probably will also be manifesting you, okay? I feel like it's mutual. Like, it's the type of thing where you find yourself in the evening kind of discussing things and you're like, man, I was wishing for somebody just like you. You know, I could totally see you guys having that conversation with this person in the future where you feel like your needs are being met. And there's a lot of fresh start energy. I want to tell you guys, especially, just, I guess I'm reiterating this again, but if you've had a painful connection in the past, I definitely want to tell you this is a different one. And I feel like it could be that both of you are a little bit guarded in the beginning, but I feel like there's definitely this strong protective energy. Even look at the way he's sitting on that mound. It's sort of like a protective kind of energy as well. So I definitely get that. And you might be a little bit secretive. You might be keeping your relationship low key, you know? Key. So funny. We have the key on the runes. But no, it might be a little bit of a low-key relationship. It might be something that you kind of keep under wraps for some reason or the other. And maybe it's just because you're a little bit timid. I remember I had a friend who was often very like outward about her relationships, and actually they would always break up. So maybe some of you, I don't know, I got that in my head. And when she stopped actually talking about her relationship, that's like when the one came along, and they've been together for like, I don't even know, 8 years now, I think. And so yeah, it's for some of you that vibe might be there, where it's like maybe you always were kind of quick to talk about your relationship, or they were, as an example, and you're a little bit more protective over this one, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more hidden. And again, there might be other circumstances for others of you. This is a general reading, so I don't want to like, you know, push too much of an agenda here, but I definitely feel like this person's quite thoughtful. They think twice before what they say. I feel like also this person's had an explosive temper in the past, and they've kind of learned to control that. Okay, so I want to say that there's been some sort of growth on this person. I feel like this person was quickly to kind of say the wrong thing, and they've learned to think twice before they say anything. So you might find that this person, for some of you, has been not the perfect partner in the past to other people, and they probably would even, you know, say, I haven't been perfect, and I want to be a different person now. And I definitely get that sense of new beginning here, a lot of new beginnings. We even have marriage showing up with the bell, you know, as a possibility on the table. So I want to tell you, I don't necessarily see marriage for all of you, but I feel like for a good portion of you, this can actually last. And with the bunny there, there's a possibility of like a future pregnancy, possibly, if that was desired, okay? Like a fertile type of energy. But I definitely feel like this is a healing connection. I feel like this is a person who wants to kind of make you heal as well, like kind of help you heal in some way. So very beautiful. Very driven person, like I said. Very much a fighter. And I think they're quite strong and grounded. I still get a lot of earth energy despite the fire. So there's still a hesitation or the knowledge of needing to slow down sometimes, you know, and not always act on a whim. So, but I would say quite adventurous and fun to be around. So tell me anything more about group number 2's person, the next person. Draw the moon, draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs, find us in the wild good night. Ooh, interesting. So this person might actually like to sing, or perhaps they are kind of, again, there's that secretiveness. The forest nymphs dance in the sheer delight, sing soft songs, find us in the wild good night. So again, it could be that this person's a little bit quieter. You might find also that you talk to this person quite often in the evening as well, or that you guys have like long chats into the night. Sorry, I dropped a card. Let me try to pick it up. We have intuition, simple, complex, words of pain, or words that heal. You come to know the truth by the way that it feels. Whoa, okay, that's so interesting, because we talked about maybe a person who used to be a little bit, you know, maybe aggressive with the words, maybe a little bit too quick to say things that weren't very nice. Okay, that's so interesting. Words of pains or words that heal. And I think this is a person who wants to say words that heal. Again, you yourself might also find yourself being tapped into that energy as well, if you've also found yourself to be kind of reactive in the past. Okay, you know, that's not going to resonate for everyone, clearly, but some of you might find that it does. But this feels like a connection in which there's a lot of growth, and it's like self-growth as well. It's like almost like a new beginning, a new slate, I feel, and really beautiful. But yeah, I would say this person's diligent in their activities. They're driven, you know, for success. And I feel like, again, this is a person who can pick themselves up and dust themselves off and start something new. I do feel that very protective energy, like I said. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 2. I'm very interested. Oh, let me talk a little bit about the physical qualities of Aries. So there can be a redness to the skin. They can blush very easily, or flush when they drink. Alcohol is an example. Sometimes there can be an skin can kind of get a little bit more easily broken out for Aries, and so there's that factor. And usually very fast walker, very fast talker, usually likes to get stuff done, but there's a little bit of balance there with the Knight of Pentacles, so I wouldn't say that they're overly Aryan. You know what I mean? They probably have some kind of like earth element or something like that that kind of calms them down, grounds them a little bit. Or again, they've kind of maybe tapped into that as well. But yeah, average height, I would say, to the, like, you know, wherever you're from and in accordance to you. Let's see, what else would I say? Aries, people can often have a little bit of a cat-like eye, kind of like all fire signs tend to have a more almondy eye. So yeah, they could have a more almond-shaped eye. Sometimes there's a reddish tint to the hair for Aries, but not always. That's kind of a far-reaching assessment there. Yeah, usually somebody who's quite active physically as well. Like I said, even if they're not into exercise or something like that, they will tend to walk faster or kind of be active in their movement as well. But yeah, that's kind of the qualities I would say that I see there. I don't necessarily feel like this person will have full-on Aries qualities physically, so yeah, I feel like there will be a balance there. But so I'm not going to talk about it too much like I did with group number 1, because I don't feel it so strong. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 2. If you loved the reading, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Take care of your guys. You take care of yourself, you guys. I'm still recovering Mercury retrograde and shadow period into my 3rd house, so sorry if I mess up a little bit. Anyway, take care, and I will see you all in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 3, this is a reading for you. So you've chosen this Aura Rose Quartz. So let's go ahead and dive in and find out who is your next partner, who you're dating next. So we have with our Witch's Rune, the Moon. So this is quite interesting because it can mean one of two things. Either this is a person from your past, or it's somebody you've not yet met, okay? So 2 totally different meanings. But yeah, sometimes the moon can mean someone's clouded, you know, that you haven't met them yet, that you haven't yet to, they've not yet to be revealed. But on the other hand, for some of you, of course, the moon can represent a past connection, or a past somebody you've known before. Okay, so I know that's a little bit tricky, but yeah, that's going to be one of the things. Very intuitive person. There could be a very intuitive and spiritual connection between the 2 of you. You might dream about this person before you meet them, or you might have a dream that you're going to meet somebody. Maybe you have a certain sign or signal for that you might recognize. The timing of this one is usually within 28 days, so you might meet this person, or this might be revealed to you within the next month. Now, there are timings to all Witches Runes. I did not use them on the other groups, but I feel that I can use it here. So I think intuitively I'm feeling a lot of you will kind of come into contact over the next month. Maybe not 100%, okay? Because this is a group reading, but I think a good portion of you could expect some sort of changes in this connection or towards this person in the next month, okay, from now. And we are going, as I film this, into eclipse season, so we're going to have some eclipses going on. So yeah, that might be significant in some way, because we see the moon being important there, phases and stuff like that too. This next, a lot of these next eclipses that are coming over the next year are going to be hitting Taurus and Scorpio, so maybe some of you have aspects in those areas. So maybe you have fixed energy. Okay, so let's see. The moon, though, can, yeah, like I said, can talk about dreams and instincts and sort of like intuitiveness and stuff like that. So it definitely could be a very soft person, a soft-hearted person, someone who's very kind and generous, loving, motherly in a sense towards their people. But I like this energy, so very beautiful. Ooh, we have the 10th house. So cat vibes. or 10th house vibes. We have illumination. So interesting. The 10th house is the top house of the chart, right? So it's at the very top of a chart, and it's the most seen, the most visible. And that's why you'll often find people who are, you know, very driven and successful or recognized by people who tend to have 10th house placements, because they tend to shine in this arena. I feel like this is a person who's very driven towards success, okay? And definitely probably financially well off. And we have the Queen of Pentacles to boot. So yeah, definitely probably someone financially stable. And we have the Hierophant as well, and the Ten of Cups. This is big, guys. I think a lot of you are going to marry this person, to be honest. And whoa, how weird. Now, I didn't even look at the runes before I pulled them. I kind of just put them on. I often will see the cards as I shuffle. No duh, they flip over and stuff, so I'll see them usually. But the runes I actually did not pay attention to. So, wow. We have 2 moons coming through. So, we could have a very strong moon cycle involved here. You might meet this person when you're having some sort of full moon, new moon. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely possible here. There also could be strong Cancer vibes. What's interesting is the 10th house is the opposite house of the Cancer house, right? The 4th house again. So this could also be a person that you end up doing big things with. You may end up working with this person. You may meet through career as well. Okay, so through work or something like that, possibly. I would say this person's quite financially stable. They are looking for long-term commitment. They are looking for either happily ever after. This is just very nice. Again, I think this is a person that you could like build a family with, whether that's a family with children, human children, or, you know, animal children, or whatever you want. Okay, no judgment here. So I don't want to like tell you it has to be, but I definitely see that, especially with the rabbit as well. That's definitely a sign. And we have kittens here. So definitely feel like you could procreate with this person. And it may just be business, okay? Or some sort of, you know, activity there. Wow. Okay, so we have also somebody who will help you reach your potential, I feel. And you'll help them reach their potential. Now, obviously, we should not ignore the fact that there's long distance. So there's a good chance you guys are not from the same place, not from the same area. You might be from a distance at each other. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to turn off the dryer. It started going. Anyway, I wanted to say that there is likely to be a long distance possibility here for a lot of you. So you could be, you know, with a general reading, I don't want to claim that all of you will be at a long distance connection, especially if you know you're not really into those. You know, respect that, obviously. But it could mean that you guys are from different places. And there might be travel involved. You know, it doesn't have to be that you're from different countries or from different, like, parts of the world or the state or whatever. You know, it could be that this person travels a lot for work, or that there's sort of distance at certain times. Like maybe, you know, life kind of puts a damper. And the other thing too that I'm kind of picking up, that I picked up in another group, is that for some of you, this might be somebody who like kind of comes from far away or comes from a different place. I kind of also get that vibe for some of you. So, you know, even if you're looking in your local area only, this could be somebody who's from out of town or from a different place. But again, I feel like for the majority of you though, probably going to be long distance on some level. So it might just be, again, that there's like commuting or something along those lines. Okay, so the moon card is the vibration of the sacral chakra, and it's about revelation, timing, and knowing. So again, I feel like you're going to have a good instinct about this person when you meet them. And I feel like this is the type of connection where you finish each other's sentences, where you guys are just on the same page. I really do. And I feel like you guys have very similar directions. Not only is there like an intuitive connection, but I feel like in value and morals and belief systems, you're very similar. This is a person I feel like I mean, there might be some differences because the illumination card makes me feel like this is an illuminating connection. So, of course, this person could also bring a lot of new things into your life, new ideas, new places, new things. But I feel like it's like vibrationally aligned. It wouldn't be something that felt uncomfortable or out of sorts. This is very harmonious energy. So, very nice. Not a single negative card, too. So I have to say this looks like it's going to kind of go off without too much of a hitch. I think the only thing I could see as a difficulty there would be the long distance aspect of it, possibly for some of you. But I think that you'd be willing to make it work, go through the loops and the hoops and make it happen. So when the moon appears, it indicates that timing is an important issue to consider. Everything has its moment of greatest potency and expression. What has been hidden from you will soon be revealed as you let things flow without obstruction. So there's definitely a message from Spirit not to hamper your progress right now. If you are feeling like your love life is stale and not going anywhere, just keep living your life and know that this person has come. No, you have an inner knowing. And I guarantee you, a lot of you are going to say, I chose group number 3. Or at least there'll be a few of you that know something's around the corner. You know that there's changes coming in your love life. You can feel it. Some of you are very like connected, like you just know it. And you're already kind of connecting to this person. If seeking fertility, develop a close bond with our mother, the moon, and call for her assistance during the full moon phase. So fascinating. Definitely, I would say during the full moon, try some manifestation. Try to call out for what you want. I am one of those who believes that, you know, full moon, new moon, I've seen, I've definitely over my years in astrology, and I've been doing astrology for 16 years now or so, maybe a little bit longer, I guess now. And I've watched a lot of moon phases, and I felt, you know, sometimes the full moon brings endings or completions, but not always. Sometimes it can really be a great time to manifest if done, like, you know, especially in accordance to the chart. But yeah, okay, so you carry hidden treasures and potentials, which can be effectively explored at the moment. Plant seeds for a bright future and plan ahead. Seek the meaning of any dreams that come to you now and spend time developing your intuitive skills into knowing. So beautiful. High note, heavenly light illuminates a hidden treasure. Low note, don't be deceived, learn to stand in your power. One thing I really picked up out of that, like intuitively right away, was that I feel like this person is going to reveal some sort of talent you didn't know you had. I really do. Or you're going to, it could be vice versa. There's almost a sense of like exploration here that it's almost like discovery, knowing who you truly are, expressing yourself as well. Some of you might feel very safe to express yourself openly with this person, and not only to the person. That's obviously a given in a connection. We should be able to express ourselves to our partner. But no, this feels almost like a couple expression. It's like you feel stronger in some way, and of course we always tout the idea, oh, you should feel strong on your own, and you should, but oftentimes when you're with the right people, they can just raise you up. It's like that song by well, I think a lot of people have covered that, so I won't even say who it's by, but You Raise Me Up so I Can Stand on Mountains, I think is the lyrics. And it's like you feel lifted up by this person. You feel stronger with this person. You feel capable with this person. I feel like you guys have such similar goals, just such similar morals. Like you are really on the same page. Very awesome. I think this is my favorite group. To be honest, I feel like it is. So this is beautiful. And again, I think that there's this desire for commitment, there's a desire for longevity, there's a desire to make things happen. It's really awesome. Okay, so group number 3's next partner. Tell me more. So we have inner power. By your own command, you brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. Wow, again, tapping into that inner power. And again, I think it's so interesting that that 10th house popped up, because that's the outward expression, and the 4th house is our inner expression. And it's like, I feel like there must be some sort of synastry between the 4th and the 10th house in your charts, I think, with this person. They're gonna, and maybe for some of you it's really important for you to have these axes activated. Maybe you guys have natal placements there or something, or there's a lack, or something going on there, but it's significant. And actually, the 10th house, a lot of people, you know, I don't know, probably plenty of you already know astrology pretty well, but like the 10th house can actually really signify. In fact, my partner was going through 10th house placements when when we got married. I was doing 7th house stuff that day, the day we got married. I had a lot of 7th house and he was having a lot of 10th house stuff, in fact. So, you know, it can be like a time when you are, you know, changing yourself. It's an angular house. It has a lot of power. And again, that inner power, and it kind of goes off that 4th house. And it's almost like there's a development of the 4th house, which can be very much tied to intuition, very much tied to who we are, our inner self, and our strength and in the outward world. So I definitely feel that there's so much power that kind of develops from this connection in both of you. Sorry. Oh my God, we have Draw Down the Moon. So we have another moon card coming out. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs, find us in the wild good night. So very beautiful. I think, again, there's that sort of moon energy between you. So I think, actually, this is probably going to say that you guys have actually moon synastry. Okay, so that's quite nice, usually, to have moon. Even in a square, it can still be developed as long as people are mature enough to deal with the differences. Absolutely. I've had a lot of my greatest friends have been cat moons, and, you know, that square is my Aries moon. And definitely love them. You know, I've had a lot of caps. My sister was one of my best friends in my life, and she was all kind of cap, and I'm all kinds of Aries. So we were like totally, but we vibed, you know, we made it happen, and we weren't always not fighting, but you know what I mean? Again, I think that there's going to be a moon synastry thing going on, either a conjunction or you have it in the same sign, trine, sextile, do you know what I mean? That type of thing, definitely strong. And again, there could be 4th house synastry as well, because that's a very well, it's you know, generally a Cancer area, the moon area of the chart. So even if you don't have Cancer on the 4th house, that would require you to be an Aries rising. Okay, heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. Wow. So some of you might actually find a lot of healing through this connection. For some of you, it's almost like an emergence. Maybe some of you have had a difficult time or something in your life, and it's sort of like a healing time in your life where you're getting this sort of new energy, this new day with this person. But I would say a person who really cares about other people, who is very philanthropic, I guess you could say, very generous to other people is another thing I'm picking up. Very kind to everyone of all ages, people of all ages. This is a person who cares about them. I feel like for some of you, and I know this is such a cliche, I wasn't almost going to say it, but I feel like this person might be a good cook. And it's not just because the Queen of Pentacles is there and I think all women cook, but I do kind of feel like this person might like to cook. I'm just saying it. I don't want to sound like a cliche, or I'm trying to be gender, you know, pushing gender things, but I do get that feeling there. For a lot of you. And you might even find that you kind of reverse roles with this person a little bit as well. Like you kind of balance out the roles. Maybe you don't like a traditional role and they kind of do a different one. I also get that a little bit as well for some of you. So, you know, if you're a person who hates cooking, they might be the one who likes cooking. And it's like you somehow balance each other out just perfectly. So beautiful reading for you guys, number 3. I really feel like this is a great reading, my favorite one actually. I think you're going to be very supremely happy with this person. I think there's plenty of beauty to be had and a lot of beautiful energy here. So nice. I really hope that you liked the reading. If you did, please let me know it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys, but otherwise just take care of yourselves and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose the last group here, group number 4 with this rose quartz, this is your reading. So who will you date next? Who's your next partner? Let's find out. So we have a witch's rune here, which is the gateway. So this definitely tells me that this connection will be a lot different than what you've experienced before. It's like a new gateway in your life. It's going to express new energy. It's going to be definitely something that offers you a lot of new perspectives, new adventures, perhaps even movement, travel, new experiences. I feel like this is a person that will bring a lot of new opportunities into your life. And this could be new friendships that you'll form while you're with this person, or again, you might go to new places and discover new like favorite restaurants, new new places to visit. I really do feel like there's adventure with this person. So it's like there's a newness, there's a different opportunity. And I feel like this is also something that you're being guided to spiritually. Okay? So there is definitely that as well. So who is this person? What's the deal? We have simplicity. So a simple person. We have Leo. When are Leos ever simple? No, just joking. We have the Seven of Swords. This is interesting. We have the Tower, the Fool, and the Ten of Pentacles. That was the last card that I drew, actually. And at first, when I was pulling cards, of course I see the cards and I pull them, Like when I'm shuffling, I often see them. I don't look at the runes, but I usually see the cards because I'll flip over. And I remember thinking, dang, okay, is this going to be a toxic one? But I don't think so. In fact, I feel like a lot of you have probably had some rough time in love, or you've been hurt, or I don't know, maybe even for some of you, you've been abused or had a terrible breakup or something along those lines. Again, there might be anxiety around connection. Even if you've never had a breakup, you could have certain insecurities that lead you to believe everyone will leave or that everything will fall apart. I feel like this is a connection that's very rebuilding. It's totally different. Let me tell you, this is a totally different connection than what you've experienced before. That's what I can tell you. This is totally different. I feel like if you've had experience, especially for some of you, with people that have been kind of ghosty, difficult to pin down, not very honest, like literally there could have been lies, explosive lies or discoveries. For some of you, though, it might have been that, again, not upfront communication. With this person, I feel like they are loud and proud. They will simply tell you what they think. Like, it's not somebody that you need to kind of tiptoe around. For some of you, that might be important, that you don't tiptoe around them, that they're not explosive, that you don't have to worry about what you'll say or how they'll react. For some of you, that's a really important factor of this next connection to know. That's why I'm saying it, not for all of you, okay? So if you're like, I'm not too worried about that, then don't worry about it. It's not your message. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is something completely different. Now, the Tower, of course, could represent a lot of new things coming in with the Fool. A lot of new opportunities, totally things maybe you never expected. The Fool can represent also somebody totally different from what you expected in terms of relationship. This might be somebody that you didn't expect at all, and maybe their qualities are quite different than what you thought you wanted, but there's something that fits here. The Ten of Pentacles tells me that this is a person who's very stable but fun with the Fool. So they're not boring, but they probably have a good life built up for themselves. They probably value family, friends, even if they're friends or their family. They have their own kind of group around them. They value their community, the area that they live in. I feel like that they are very serious about actually having a connection. They're looking for simplicity. I feel like this is also somebody who's very simple in their tastes. They may eat plain food, actually. Or you might find that they have very simplistic taste. Like, they don't have a lot of junk. They're not a hoarder. They kind of like keep everything very simple. They're very direct, and there's that sort of relaxed energy there to them. Like, and again, I don't think that they're looking for bells and whistles and all kinds of crazy things. Like, you don't have to impress them much. You don't have to do much to impress them. This person feels like they understand a lot on a mature level emotionally, and so I feel like that they would be the type to kind of be very simple, like I said. Now, the fact that you got the love card is beautiful because, that doesn't come out very often. There aren't many love cards in the Witch's Oracle. And so you have the one love card that came out, the Silver Bow, love. It's the vibration of the heart, and it's about love, health, and happiness. So it says here, the Silver Bow brings the gift of love and happiness to you. Whatever you've experienced recently will now be blessed by the rays of loving kindness and brought to the heart or center of your attention. This card could indicate that a marriage, union, partnership, or celebration is coming to you. If you have been thinking about your health, now would be a time to focus upon a healthy lifestyle. Responding with love when this card appears will strengthen your own heart and increase loving vibrations in all areas of your life. So this is a card that has a high note of the heart being open to love and harmony, and the low note, hold desires and wants in check. I don't feel so. I don't feel like this is the low note card. I feel like this is the high note card. So again, I feel like a lot of love. What's beautiful is like right next to it we have vibrational alignment. So you're definitely vibrating on the same length as, like, wavelength as this person. Like, you guys match, even if you don't. And that might also kind of include the fact that it's not exactly the person you thought it would be or what you were expecting. It might be somebody completely different than your expectations, but you just vibe so well. It's like there's a thing there. I also feel, again, a lot of I think this person's quite attractive as well. The Leo card and the swan that I'm seeing there does make me feel like there's a very attractive factor to this person. They could like really value their hair, obviously with Leo, but their looks and generally take care of themselves, are well put. You know, they put their best foot forward, could be very polite, good manners, and you know, value that sort of prideful expression, but not in a negative way, I don't think. I think it's quite healthy. Leos tend to love children and younger people. They tend to be very good at that. And so you might find that this person values family. So if you're wanting that, it might be a good thing for some of you. And for others of you, again, this could indicate like a childlike behavior, somebody who loves to express themselves. And for some of you, this person could be involved with theatrics or theater. For some, or you know, like acting of some kind, or they might dream of that as well. For some of you, this person might have done some modeling as well. Also, they could work with children. Okay, so I'm just kind of naming a few things that are kind of coming to me intuitively through the Leo card anyways. Not all things are going to show up there. You could meet this person through a hobby as well, by the way. But I would say this is definitely a fun relationship. There's definitely dating and romance, and I think there's the definite possibility for more. This person might be a little bit afraid sometimes to hurt feelings. So you might have to sometimes talk to them a little bit. I think they're very simplistic and straightforward for the most part, but like they might edge away from like trying to hurt your feelings. So you might have to ask them sometimes a little bit clearer as well. But I definitely feel so many new adventures, like new destinations, new traveling. You might even go to the mountains with this person or go on some sort of trip with them as well, I'm feeling. I'm definitely getting spring and summer vibes. I think this person probably has a spring summer birthday, or you meet in that time frame. That's what I feel. You might get a lot of signs about this person before your meeting as well. Let's see what else comes through. Group number 4's person. Next, I would say this is a career person. This person could own their own home as well at the point you meet them, or they have a good thing going on. We have heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay a single dime. Emerge from the darkness, a new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. Wow. So some of you, again, this might be a connection that's very healing. It might show you. I feel like for some of you, really though, there is something about perhaps thinking that maybe there's a distrust because of previous experiences. And this is like telling you this is a healing connection. What else comes through? Oop. Jude's song. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. Wow, okay, that's so interesting, because I do get the vibe that the strangest of places, so there's something different about the way you meet this person or you come into contact. That's why it might be quite shocking. the other thing as well is some of you may have really given up hope by the time you meet this person, or maybe you've already given up hope now and you're just like, there's no effing way. I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, or everyone's just a jerk. You know, whatever it may be. There might be some of you that are really will really feel that message. Oh my God, why did this go so far away from me? We have freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. So that's quite interesting as well, because that Fool energy makes me feel like this person helps you break out of the mold too. And they're also somebody who breaks out of the mold a bit. It feels like this person has security, but they do things differently. And they have a little bit of a different viewpoint. It's almost like somebody who dreams of living a little bit of a different life, an alternative life. So this could be like living in an orchard, or somebody who wants to have a house in more than one place, or they want to travel, or they dream of like relocating, or it's like something different than the norm. I feel with this person, they're not just the average person with the average house and the average picket fence and the average this and the average that. This person feels a little bit like adventurous or different, against the grain. I'm definitely feeling that. And I feel like, and essentially too, is that you guys will be able to bust out and really enjoy yourself. And if you've been feeling a little bit like, I don't know, hampered by life, a little bit difficult, there's something very freeing about this connection, in which there will be so much exploration and things to learn. I really do feel that. Yeah. This person also could really surprise you in the way that they express their feelings for you. It might be in a way that you've never experienced. So I don't know. Maybe some of you don't have a whole lot of experience. You're not expecting it. I don't know. But it feels almost like the approach is different. So I don't know if they'd like write a note, or like, I don't know, like do it differently. Almost like, especially like if you were to get married to this person, like if they were to ask you to marry them, they would approach it totally different like than usual. Or there's something alternative about them. Actually, like as an example, like I asked my husband to marry me. He didn't ask me. I asked him. That's how I roll. Aries Venus. But yeah, no, really, it does feel like a little bit different. So again, this person might kind of come at you a little bit differently maybe than you've experienced. Maybe it's been timid people, or people who are kind of pushy, or it's like the opposite of what you expect. That's what I can tell you. This person also, I feel like looks are deceiving as well on this person. Be careful with what you judge them on, because actually I feel they could be like a real good looker and you're like, oh, they're a heartbreaker, and actually they're not. I think that's actually going to be for a good portion of you, actually, where you'll look at them and you'll think, oh yeah, they'll just break my heart. They look like a cheater. They look like this. And actually you're wrong. It's just a fear in you that's fearful a little bit. Okay. It's just a fear that's getting to you there on that. I feel like this is actually quite a nice person. And again, like looks are deceiving is what I'm getting, or the way that they appear, the way that you kind of first judge them. It's not what you think it is, or they're not who you think they are. You're actually very aligned. And the other thing too with the feather and that vibrational alignment is I do feel like you're being brought together with this person, like on a spiritual level. Like there's a lot of growth here and new beginnings. I feel like you're passing important milestones with this person as well. There's some sort of milestones, whether it's having your first place with someone, or your longest relationship, or there's a milestone energy. And again, like a lot of new experiences, new friends, new places introduced to you through this connection as well. So very, very nice. I love this group as well. I think all the groups today were just great. So nice. But I'm wishing you all the very, very best. Thank you for being here. If you liked the reading, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, subscribe, like, personal readings are all information's down in the description of all the decks I use, how to get a personal reading, all that info. Okay? So lots of love to you guys. Take care, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye-bye.